it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southwestern Ontario, Canada. And I want to welcome you to my Wednesday Live. I am just bringing you up on my, there we go, on my iPad so I could read any comments. And then let's go back here and see, there we go. All right, so I've got everything all set up now. So thank you so much for joining me today. I truly do appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. Today we are going to be creating with the Soft Seedlings Stamp Set. This can be found in the Mini Catalogue. So to find a stamp set, you go to the back of your catalog and there's an index back here and it is alphabetized. So S, P, Q, R. Soft Seedlings is on page 53. So we flip to page 53 and here it is tucked in the corner. You don't even really notice it. My first go through, I didn't notice it. So I thought, you know what, let's create a card with it today to show you how gorgeous this set is. Hello, Anne. Please, when you join me, say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. And if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button below as well as that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up as well. I truly do appreciate it. All right, so there it is. It's $28 on page 53 of the Holiday Mini Catalog. And don't forget, until the end of August, we are doing Celebration. That is, for those of you that aren't aware, every $60 order you place before shipping and tax from either this catalog or the annual catalog, or even online in the kits that are only sold online, every $60 gets you something for free from this awesome little mini celebration brochure. Now, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you currently work with and you live in Canada, please reach out to me. I would be happy to get one of these catalogs or two of these catalogs in the mail to you. So there is my email right there. We'll talk about classes after we are done. I just put that there so I would remember. We are also, let's go back to that page. You don't even notice it. We are using this lovely Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. It is so pretty. Hello, Jeannie. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is how my content gets to more people and I get more YouTube subscribers, followers, customers, as well as team members. So I truly do appreciate that, and it is something that you can do for free. It doesn't cost you anything to like, comment, subscribe, share. All right, so we're using the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. So also, if you want to know where any of the accessories in that are, in the back, the index, it shows you everything. So this is the catalog at a glance. So all of your stamps are listed first. And then we go into our embossing folders, then hybrid embossing folders, and then dies. And then the next page is your punches, your designer series paper, your ribbons, your specialty papers, and other things like that, packaging and accents and embellishments. So everything that you find in the catalog is back here in an easy to read and understand index. All right, so this is the card we're going to be creating. Hello, Hello, Jeannie. Thank you. And I love to see you guys chatting away in the comments. I just love that. All right, I'm going to zoom in slightly now. So this is the card we're going to be creating. And you know, I can hear you through the internet whining and groaning. Oh no, there's some fussy cutting. However, I thought that stamping, embossing, and then fussy cutting that sentiment really added more to it. It made it look, I don't know, just that much more wow. I've also added some of we're going to be using the 2022 to 2024 in color matte decorative dots. And can you tell what is my favorite color to be using? That's right, that Parakeet Party. Love it. So my colors are my thick basic white cardstock base, then Parakeet Party cardstock. We're going to be embossing the Night of Navy cardstock. Don't these two colors look incredible together? Hello, Rebecca. Thanks for joining. Then, of course, my insert, because I have stamped on the inside. And then this is my little piece of the Night of Navy that I'm going to stamp and then heat emboss my sentiment. And then I've die cut it out too in case I mess up, because that has been known to happen. The deckled rectangle dies. These dies might get overlooked in the annual catalog. Deckled rectangle dies. Look at all of the dies, the different sizes. I just love these. I'm using these a lot. So yeah, it gives that, you know, rough tornish edge looking, and I just love it. And I thought that with the leaves, I thought that was the perfect accompaniment. And then for our embossing, now I'm using my own embossing buddy that I've had for a long time, but I wanted to show you guys. You might not have noticed this in the mini catalog. So that is, here I am flipping to the back. So it's a tool, so it's the Embossing Additions Toolkit. So it's $37 and it's on page 49. So this is Canadian prices, you guys. In other markets, it's going to be different pricing. So here it is. It is on the page with the Rustic Harvest Suite. So here it is right here. Now, Stampin' Up! Used to have that embossing tray, a smaller size. That was before my time as a demonstrator. I signed up as a demonstrator in 2013. While I was a stamper, I never saw the need for having one of these things. But now I'm like, this is fabulous. So I'm not going to use this because I already have mine here. So what you do, let's get started with that in the first place. Where's my piece? Here we go. So you need the embossing buddy. I am so happy that Stampin' Up! Has brought this back because it takes the static off of the paper for when you're going to be stamping. It takes that static away so that your little bits of embossing powder are not going to stick to places other than, or at least not heavily, places other than the Versamark. So I am inking up my So Grateful, and because I am going to be fussy cutting this, it doesn't really need to go on there straight or in any particular position. So I'm going to close this up because I don't want to accidentally get any embossing powder. Now you could also take a moment and use that embossing buddy inside here just to get rid of any static that might be inside of that. And then I am going to take my reverse tweezers and hold that. And then I can just shake my embossing powder over top. And I just need to make sure that this is not gonna get all over my desk. So we'll just pop that over there out of the way. So then I am going to, I like to tap, because I think that if you tap your cardstock, it's settling those little pieces of the embossing powder. It's settling it into that stamped area. All right, so then this is an awfully big brush for this, but you could use this brush for other things, and I'm actually going to take this brush here because it's got a finer tip. I like that fine tip piece. You can also, guys, if you've got the take your pick tool, let's pull that off. You know, I like to give you as many tips and hints as possible. That putty end is going to pick up those bits of embossing powder as well. If you've only got a few, you can touch that and it's going to clean that up as well. All right, so we've got, I didn't check my stamp to see if there was any hairs. So let's flip that around. I like a fine tip brush to get rid of them. And it doesn't matter really. You can have a few little specks here and there. I just, you know, I like to describe myself as persnickety. So I'm going to clean up as much as possible. I think that looks pretty darn good. So then this has the end where you would then unscrew this and then pour that back into the container that the embossing powder is in. But I'm just going to move that right off to the side away. All right, then the heat tool from Stampin' Up, this is very old, so the numbers are worn off. There's two settings. There's a 1 and a 2. The first setting is this one here, and that's good for drying your ink. If you're wanting to dry ink, if you're watercoloring or you're going to be using your blends, use this setting to dry your ink, to heat set your ink a little quicker. And then this, of course, is for heat embossing. So you can go above or you can go below. It's whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong way, in my opinion. Crafting is all joy, happiness, and relaxation. So there's no stringent rules, in my opinion. There we go. So that is now set. So we're just going to set this aside because we want that ink to the embossing powder to really set so that it doesn't smush or burn my fingers. All right, now I can look up and see some comments here. Oh yes, that is a good idea, Jeannie. Using a dauber to add color on the edges when you're using the deckled dies. Yeah, that would really add to that. Okay, so I am bringing in my piece of grid paper because I'm going to stamp first. I'm going to stamp off to see what it looks like before, because this is quite a saturated ink pad, and this is one of the stamp sets that is distinctive, they're called. Stampin' Up has trademarked that. That means that the way they have created it, there's much more detail in that image. So I am going to first take something flat, like this spoon. I know some people use a bone folder. I have originally, and I'm sorry, I'm persnickety. I don't like a dirty, yucky bone folder that's all stained up. So I'm just taking a moment to push that ink back down into the pad. And then I am going to ink that up and just see what it looks like. And I think that's going to be okay. So we are going to stamp that. And you can see I have it coming from the top of my the label here. So I am going to, and not all of it is going to fit in here, so I'm just turning it on an angle like this and stamping down. Now, if you did not want to add a bow, there we have it. Now, if you didn't want to add the bow, if you just wanted that image, if you have your Stampin' Right, if you have the Stampin' Right markers in the same color that you're inking, you can take that marker and with the bullet tip end, you can just extend that line to create that branch going a little further. And there you've got, I'm just going to pull that down there. So there you've got that, your branch, this branch part here is extending up into that, the edge. But I'm putting that bow on there, so I'm okay with that. All right, so we are going to ink up. And for our insert piece, and you can see I went the other way for the insert piece. I've got it so that it's coming onto that corner just to add a little bit of interest. So I'm stamping from the, oh, there's something on that side, so let's flip it over. I'm stamping from the right hand corner. So we want a few of those keys in there, as well as the part of that maple leaf. And there we have the inside done. Oh, so pretty. Pretty, pretty. All right, so let's move this to the side. And we're going to bring in the Stampin' Cut emboss machine. And when you're embossing with a 3D, let's zoom you back out there. You need the #1 plate and the #4 plate because it is a 3D embossing folder. Let's move this out of the way for just a second. So you can decide, because of the way the leaves are falling, you can decide however you want that to be on your cardstock front. So I've got it like this. So I am going to put that in here. I'm going to line it up with the line here on the inside. And this like that. Now, some people say it doesn't matter. I think it does. you need to, in my opinion, the hinge needs to go through first, because if you don't have your sandwich on there properly, you could warp and then break the spine of your embossing folder, and then you've got to go and order another one. Alrighty. So look at how gorgeous that is. It's like, wow. So pretty, and it adds so much to that, the card in the background, just by embossing. It's very simple but very elegant looking, I think. All right, so where is my bone folder? Granny apple green would be nice, Rebecca. Possibly pear pizzazz, yes. Any of the greens. And then, of course, there is a red maple tree that you could use some of our different reds. You could use the real red. What else? Cherry cobbler. For a fall type of color card as well. You could get into your Cajun craze and things like that. And then you could also sponge your colors onto in the fall. This is more of a summery type of card. But you could totally turn this into a fall card with your color choices. All right, so laying this down, making sure we are straight and we're not right here. We got to give it, whoops, pull it off. There we go. Yeah, you could totally change up the way this looks and feels with different colors. Yes, the baby wipe technique. Yeah, there is so many ways to use this. Oh, did I just put that? No, that's the right way that I had it, I think. All right. Although with this embossing folder, there is no right way, no wrong way. Okay, and then we are going to put our insert piece. On. Zoom you back in a little bit. So there is our lovely insert, and then you could also be putting your a stamp on the envelope. Okay, I need that out, and I need that out. So you could make this as fancy or pared down as you want. And I love the fonts on the in this stamp set as well. I love that scripty font. It is gorgeous. Pull off my backings. You know I love my dimensionals, so I do use a lot. Now stay tuned at the end. I want to talk a little bit about my classes coming up. Make sure that's the right way. So yes, we are covering some of this, but that is okay. So trying to get that centered, then I'm going to turn it to make sure I am, whoops, kind of sort of straight. That looks, there we go. Flip that back. Just a hair. There we go. See, I laid that on there first like that, and I was like, no, that's just not, that's not good. I didn't think so. So when you are fussy cutting, it's always best to take away some of the excess so that you're not having such a huge amount of cardstock to be getting in your way. So you just pick your point of entry and then leave like a halo or a cloud, a border around it, and just follow the line of each letter. And I'm not taking my scissors off. I'm turning my cardstock. My scissors are not coming off of that cardstock at all. It is such a pretty, pretty font. It just to me said, you must fussy cut this out, Marcy, because it really will make it pop and show off that gorgeous script. I wish my handwriting was this lovely. I have Miss Millie today, so that's why I was a smidge late coming on. Both girls are upstairs. All right, we started the day with a big 2-kilometer walk in the woods, so that would tire the girls out a bit. Anne came up and was my second set of hands. And then we worked on some class stuff. Alrighty, and around, and then join that up, and then there's that little corner there, and that is now cut out. Did not take long at all. Now we have to take some dimensionals here, and I'm using the minis, and I'm cutting some little strips because the minis have that nice wider border here for your strips. So just kind of gently push that back into a semi-flat state. Zoom you in just a smidge more here. So then I'm using my take your pick tool, except it's sticking to my hot little hands. There we go. And I am going to put, now let's just flip you over. Yep, that works. So I'm just putting them here and there to add stability to that word. Now that I've cut it out and it's kind of skinny in some areas. So I'll put this here because this is a skinny little piece. There we go. And then I want I want to put a little piece there. So I've got that little piece there, so I'm just going to snip that, peel the backing, and then we've got that little piece that goes right there. You'd like to see how to do the baby wipe technique, Rebecca? Oh, Jeannie says, I have to read up a little bit more, the baby wipe technique. I haven't done that in a very long time. Yeah, Jeannie, if you do a search, type it in. Yeah, this would be beautiful with that technique. So there we go. Now I see there's a little right there at the top. So because I am me, I am going to kind of snip, round that a bit more. All right, so then we just have to decide whereabouts we want that. And I'm thinking about there. Get off my finger. There. All right, and so before I stick it down, I'm just going to turn it sideways so I can make sure that I'm not going up or down. So lovely. Now our double bow. I'm doing another double bow here, just like the other day. All right, so I'm just going to say that is probably good for my twine. Now all of the measurements as well as the products will be listed on my blog post that will go live about 10-ish minutes after we are done here. I want to add, I want to grab the link to my blog post and pop it in the comments section, in the description section, I should say. So all of your products, measurements will all be listed there so that you can recreate it on your own. And if you are in Canada, you could shop my online store. So I'm just folding it in half, putting that through my loop there. Grabbing my ends, my loops and my ends, giving it a tug to tighten that up, because my thumbs should be fairly close to the same size, so that helps get my loops the same size. Then pull, depending on how big you want your bow, grab both sides, both pieces of the tail, hold that knot and pull so that you're not getting them, your two different loops, two different sizes. Pull those tails down together, snip, and then you can hold that, pull those together again, and then let's give it another little tug. There we go. And we need a glue dot, and we are just going to cover up right there so that that bow is right near the top. But because I drew in that line, it extends it. So depending on how far up or down you stamp, whether you're going to even have that. And there we have that part. Now the final thing is to add 3 of my little Parakeet Party matte dots. So we're gonna go 1 dot here, 1 dot here, and then 1 down here. My nice little triangle. picking it up, and I like to use my glue because it just reinforces the adhesion to my card base. Let's scooch you over just slightly. Use the tip of my Take Your Pick tool to clean up that little bit of excess glue. And there we have today's card. What do you guys think? All right, yeah, I'm not too zoomed in. So there we have. Inside looks pretty darn similar. This one here is over a bit more, where I've got 2 of the keys showing, and this one here only has 1 of the maple keys. So yeah, very simple, very gorgeous card, I think. And this stamp set, so awesome. You can use it year round, I think, because you can change the color of those leaves and the way it looks by doing different techniques. Okay, so some class information. Let's just move you to the side here. My Saturday soiree. Thank you, Jeannie. My Saturday soiree, the registration is open now. It closes on August the 1st. So this is, I do apologize, my classes are for my Canadian friends only, as I cannot ship products outside the border. I cannot ship any products outside of Canada. So Saturday soiree, September edition. This is a virtual event. There are 3 stamp sets that are included. So this is like 3 classes in one. So there's 4 projects per stamp set. So the stamp sets are the Cottage Wreaths, Snowman Magic, Hippest Hippos, as well as the Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics. This is what is included in the cost of the class. The class is $120 to ship it anywhere in Canada. That is with tracking, or it's $100 for porch pickup. There will be 4 projects per stamp set. So 3 cards and a 3D item is what I like to do. These all have the coordinating dies. So if you were to add on the bundle, the dies to your fee, I'm going to give it to you at catalog price, the bundle price. So that would get you the hippo dies as well. So that is Saturday, September the 10th. However, there'll be 12 videos. Yes, I video every single project. There'll be 12 videos. You do not have to join us on the Zoom. You will get your PDF with all of the measurements, all of the supplies, as well as all of the embedded private videos for each one of the projects. And again, that's 12 projects included. So that you don't have to join us on the Zoom. You can just get your PDF, your products with the videos, and create at your leisure, whatever works for you. All right, my August class to go is going to be the Kindest Gnomes, and that is right here. More details are to come. So the Kindest Gnomes, this is my August class to go, as well as in person. It's going to be the same to go and in person because I am away the first week of August on holidays. I'm on holidays the last week of July, the first week of August. So this is going to be the only class for August. As always, you can substitute out any product for equal value when you take one of my classes, if you've already got it. And then September is going to be my soiree, as well as a Stamp-A-Stack. And then October is going to be a Stampin' Game night, and then a trees for sale is my class to go. So that is all for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's card. I hope I taught you something. I always like to add in any little tips and tricks, even if you know it already, but maybe you forgot about it. If you live in Canada and don't have a demonstrator that you're currently working with, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. If you're going to be shopping in my online store, please use this month's host code if your order is under $200. If you're not comfortable shopping online, you can call me or text me with your order, or email me your order, and I can place that for you. All right, that is it for me today. I'm just going to look and see if there's any more questions. Yes, the distinctive stamps, Rebecca, they are just gorgeous. I just love the way they look. And take a look at this stamp set in the catalog. It is really nice. This would be great for masculine cards as well. Instead of one of these sentiments, this could be a masculine birthday card. You could just substitute out happy birthday. So thank you, Jeannie and Jeannie. Yeah, a simple stamp set that can be used in many ways. And that's, I love those type of stamp sets that are not specifically just for one type of occasion, that you can use for many, many different occasions. All right, that is all for me today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I truly do appreciate it. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please click that subscription button as well as the notification bell, and give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you might have. And I will see you next week. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.